Valorant is out for almost 5 years now, but still the game is far from ready. Every month we get new updates, from small patch notes to big updates like new agents, new maps. A lot of new features every month, but there are also some features that we don't get. And this video is about those features. In this video I'll talk about multiple updates that Rito games could do but didn't do yet, and give the reasoning behind it. Now sit back, relax, and let's talk about the first thing. For it we need to go to this game. This was one of those games that was pretty close until a teammate went AFK in the second half. I mean, can happen, right? Maybe his internet stopped or whatever. But sadly, because he went AFK, we lost in the end and I D-ranked. Why we have an AFK? No. And this brings us to the first feature. Why doesn't Riot Games make it so that you lose less RR if you get an AFK for multiple rounds? On the surface, this makes so much sense, right? Especially if your teammate goes AFK for like more than 10 rounds. Because yes, those games do happen. Why don't we lose less RR? We're playing basically with one hand tied to our back. Well, my friends, Rito Games actually made an official statement because game developer FRMoir said this about it. We do not soften our R loss due to AFK for two major reasons: toxicity and manipulation. Huh? What does he mean with this? Well, my friends, for example, the game just starts out, you lose 3 rounds back to back. Some players might think, you know what? We're probably gonna lose this game. Let's just blame it all on one teammate in the hope that he leaves the game so that I lose less RR. So he goes like, why you make me jet? You're a silver player, go back to gold, blah 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 blah. And because of this bullying, maybe your teammate goes AFK, so less RR loss for you. And this is why there's not a reduced loss in RR if your teammate goes AFK, to prevent bullying. Okay, next thing, let's talk about Valorant maps. Many players have a strong opinion about the Valorant maps. Some maps are loved, like Ascent, and some maps absolutely hated by everyone, like Breeze. So, to make the gaming experience more fun for every player, why not let every player choose his own map? If you implement this feature like Counter-Strike did, every player will have a better gaming experience because they play the maps that they want, and there will be less dodging in agent selects, right? It's a win for all. Why isn't this a feature? Well, also about this, Riot Games had an official statement. Apparently, the current map selection strategy is served to make the game friendly to newcomers. Okay, I'm not sure about that, Rito Games. I think it's the other way around actually. If you're a newcomer to the game, wouldn't it be way better to just select one map each time, learn that map, and after that add the second map in your pool and a third map, you know? It's how I personally learned Counter-Strike. I think there's a whole different reason, and that's this. If you let players select their own maps, they're gonna be maps that are popular and maps that are unpopular. This also means that the wait times of the popular maps will be way shorter and the unpopular maps will be way longer. And this might create a snowball effect. I could explain it myself, but Crow actually made a video about it and he just says it so well, so here's the clip.
If the population goes down, people will lose their patience and pick the more popular ones just so they can play the game. And the more people do this, the lower the population goes for those maps, the longer the queue times become. Then it hits the point where queuing for anything that isn't the big four becomes pointless unless you're willing to wait 30 minutes.
And I think this is the main reason why we can't select our own maps. If we get own map selection, some maps will probably not get played anymore, and by using the current system, every map will be played, and it's better for the community, maybe? I'm actually not sure if it's a bad or a good thing, so let me know your opinion in the comments down below. Quick bobber break. Take this time to subscribe to make Bobber happy. Thank you so much. Okay, this next feature, I'll keep it short. We probably all knew that I would be talking about this feature in this video, because it's the one feature that every player is always talking about, and it's the replay system. It's been almost 5 years since the game has been out, and since the release, people are always talking about the replay system, but no, we don't get it, and there's actually a reason for it. According to Riot Games, implementing a replay system is a hard thing to do. They gave multiple reasons. For example, the visuals are getting a bit weird, like you see with the door on Ascent, and in a video they uploaded in January, they said that they struggle a lot with lag compensation. It's a pretty complicated topic, so I'll summarize it very briefly. With lag compensation, Riot Games means that your client sees different things than the servers of Valorant. This means that if you play with a high ping and you make a hit on your client, the replay system might see something else, which means that on your client you hit a perfect headshot, but the replay system sees this, which makes the replay like not watchable, because you don't really see what happened on your screen. And all these small implications is the reason why we don't have a replay system yet. However, my friends, there's one bright thing on the horizon, because Valorant Leaks and News posted this a few months ago, saying that some replay icons were added in the patch notes. So yeah, it might be coming very soon. We simply don't know yet, but if I would make a prediction, I actually think that this will be the year that the replay system will get added. But only time can tell, I guess. Something that definitely won't get added to Valorant, or at least won't get added very soon, is the ability to make mods for this game or even workshops. You know, those things that the communities are making. Imagine that Valorant suddenly could have a zombie mode, the battle royale, basically the minigames that Eggwick is doing on his channel, only then with the real scoring system and things like that. This could be a crazy update for Valorant. Valorant though. Many other games are doing this, like Arma 3, Fortnite, Roblox, and of course Counter-Strike. And because you let the community create things, you create way more ways to play the game, which in turn makes the game way more fun. There's more to do. So now the big question. This is a win-win for everyone, right? Why isn't this in the game? Well, my friends, on this topic, I actually couldn't find an official statement. However, I found a lot of rumors. And I think that this rumor might be the truth. Since the creation, Valorant prioritizes anti-cheat and fast servers. When you give the community the ability to create custom game modes, there's a higher chance that people will make more cheats, which makes the overall competitive gaming experience less fun. So, the creation of custom servers and mods basically get blocked by Vanguard. This might be the possibility that we don't have custom things, but let me know your opinions in the comments down below. One thing is for sure though, Valorant does have way less cheaters than other games. Literally, in my whole Valorant career, I've only encountered 2 cheaters, and they both got banned within the same game. Oh, yeah, he's got detected. Hey, I love to see it. Cheater banned. Next feature. This is actually a feature where I personally vouch for since the release of Valorant. It's such an easy update, but I still didn't do it. And for it, I want you to take a look at this clip over here.
I'm going for A.
Try to go B. Oh, he's on the right. What? Yep, did you see that? The Fate was actually behind my gun in this clip. Very annoying, right? My gun was blocking the enemy, and things could have been fixed if my gun was simply in my left hand. And this brings us to the next update. I think that you should be able to bind the button to toggle between left and right-handed. Just one button, you know, so that you don't have to go into settings and change it like that. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but we need to talk about Counter-Strike again. I played that game a lot back in the day, and in that game you were able to do it, and I used this mechanic like every game at least once. It's not as niche as you think, because there are actually a lot of angles where your gun will block the enemies, so why not throw in another example? In this round my gun also was blocking the enemy. The only reason I got the kill over here was because I saw the enemy on the minimap, otherwise I probably would never know the enemy was there. One of the two needs to rotate, either race or breach. Oh, race is here. Okay, I didn't see him, I saw him on the minimap. So, now the big question, why isn't this feature in Valorant? For this one, I also don't have an official statement. I personally think the reason why this isn't in the game is because Riot Games thinks this is too niche, or they don't even know about it. But I just pray that this feature one day will get added to the game. Let's move on now and talk about an update that some people want, some people don't want, but it's an interesting topic. What if Valorant makes all their skins tradable? Again, this is one of those updates that on the surface looks very good, right? If you can trade skins, you might be able to spend less money on Valorant. There's more incentive to collect skins, and maybe with the current shop rotation, if you get a popular skin in your market, you might be able to buy it and then trade it for multiple skins. Again, one of those updates that might be a win for everyone. And with everyone, I mean everyone, because you know who also would like this update? Scammers and casinos. I don't want to talk about Counter-Strike again, but in short, that game has a dark backside. Coffeezilla actually made multiple episodes about this topic. He's talking about the skin casinos and things like that. People are getting threats, getting scammed, promoting casinos, not very fun. So for this one, I completely understand why Valorant doesn't make skins tradable. However, one thing that they should add is a gift system. And this is actually coming very soon. At least currently it's being developed. So who knows, maybe this year we're able to gift some skins to friends. And this was the last update of this video. Let me know in the comments what features you miss in Valorant, and I see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.